Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I am going to explain about XPath Axes, which is one of the important topics in this course. So let's get started. First of all, as you already know, there are different types of locators which can help the automation tools like Selenium in finding or locating the URL elements on the web pages. What are they? Total 6 type of locators are there. That is ID locator, name locator, then we have class name locator, then we have link text locator, then we have CSS selector locator, and we also have XPath expression locator. So total how many types of locators are there which can help the automation tools like Selenium in finding or locating the URL elements on the web pages? 6 are there. But out of all these locator types, which one is the most powerful? If I ask you, the answer is XPath expressions locators are the powerful of all the other remaining locator types. Okay, here XPath expression locator is a powerful type of locator when compared to other locator types. So what do I mean by powerful here? Why I'm saying XPath expressions are powerful, or in what context we can say that XPath expressions are powerful when compared to other locator types. There may be some situations where these locator types like ID, name, class name, link text, CS selectors may not be able to locate the URL element on the web page. For example, there is a website page. On this website page, there is a URL element. Now, if you want to use either ID locator or name locator, class name, link text, assume that there's one situation in real time where these 4 locator types are unable to help Selenium automation tool in finding or locating this URL element on the web page. That means these 4 locator types are failed in this case. It's not possible to use these 4 locator types. What you will do in that situation when this ID name, class name, link text locators are not possible here in this example or situation where you are not able to use them to help automation tools like Selenium in finding or locating this URL element on the web pages. What you will do? You will end up in choosing from CS selectors and XPath. Okay, you have few more choices of the locators. Okay, you have few more chances of helping automation tool in locating this element. That is, either you may go with CS selector or XPath expressions. Okay, if 4 are failing, then you'll go with CS and XPath. But what if, unfortunately, even CS selector is unable to, okay, locate this URL element on the web page? If all these 5 fail, very rarely 5 fail. Most probably, most of the cases, the first 4 may fail. But you may end up or face a situation where the first 5 may fail. Then what is the solution, guys? Then XPath expression is the only solution in that situation. If all the remaining locator types are failed in locating this URL element on the web page, or they are failed in helping automation tools like Selenium in finding or locating the element on the web page, the final savior will be XPath expression locator type only. Okay. So almost all URL elements on these web pages can be located with the help of XPath expression because they are powerful or most powerful when compared to the remaining located types. Even after CS selector fails also, XPath expression may locate the URL element. Such kind of situations are there in real time. Okay. So that's why XPath expressions are kind of powerful when compared to the remaining located types. So there is one concept in XPath language which actually makes this XPath expression locator type kind of more powerful when compared to the remaining locator types, including the CS selector. In most of the cases, CS selector is kind of powerful also. But there may be some situations where XPath expression is even more powerful than CS selector. What is that concept which is making this XPath expression even more powerful than CS selector? That concept is none other than XPath Axes, which is the topic of this session. That is XPath Axes. Because of this XPath Axes, okay, XPath expressions are powerful. Even compared to CS selectors, XPath expressions are powerful because this XPath Axes concept is not there in CS selectors. It's there only in XPath expressions. And this is a main topic, okay, which differentiates XPath expressions powerfulness when compared to the remaining locator types and make it most powerful. Okay. Fine. Now you understood, right? XPath axis is a reason behind why the XPath expressions are powerful when compared to the remaining locator types in helping or in helping automation tools like Selenium, etc. in finding or locating the elements on the web pages, acting like a final savior. That you understood. Now the next thing that you need to understand is how the XPath axis kind of concept or how the XPath axis is helping XPath expressions to become most powerful in finding or locating the elements on the web pages. There will be kind of situation that you may face in real time, guys. Okay, a real time situation I'll explain with this one, but I'll not give a real time example, but a theoretical explain for now. So here you see, let's say there are different U elements on the web page. Okay, there are different U elements on the web page. A lot of U elements will be there on the web page, right? For assume that there are 3 U elements here. Now your job is to locate this U element. Okay, the middle one. This particular U element that is there in middle, you want to locate. Okay, for that you tried using ID, it failed. Okay, it didn't help in locating this U element. Then you went for name, it didn't help. Class name locator didn't help in locating this, and link text also didn't help. Then final saviors will be in if for the what if this first 4 type of locators are unable to find this or locate this element, the remaining chances are CS selectors and XPath expressions. There 2 remaining are there. What if even the CS selector is unable to locate this element? Such kind of situation you are facing, what you will do? You will end up in using the XPath expression, which is the most powerful. The chances of locating this element will be very high with XPath expressions. But unfortunately, even with XPath expressions, you are not able to write a, okay, what is happening with XPath expression? With XPath expression, you are not able to write a proper XPath expression locator for locating this U element. Okay, you are able to locate this U element with the help of XPath expression, but unfortunately, you are not able to write a proper XPath expression. Some improper XPath expression which is not standard or stable, you are able to write for locating this U element. That may break or something in the coming days. Okay, if the some UI changes or whatever may happen, right? You are not able to write a proper XPath expression to locate this U element. In such kind of situation, what you will do is here, a proper XPath, even all these locator types failed in locating this element, and the final savior was XPath expression, and including this XPath in even with this XPath expression also, locator type also, you are not able to create a proper one. You are not able to create a proper XPath expression in locating this U element. So what you will do? You will say that a XPath expression also failed? No. There is one way, guys. That is, what you will do here is, you will try to find a UI element which is nearby this U element. The required U element that you want to locate is this one. But unfortunately, you are not able to write a proper XPath expression to locate this, and remaining locators also failed. So you tried XPath expression as the final savior. Even with that XPath expression also, you are not able to create a proper XPath expression in locating this. Then the idea here is to find some nearby U element for this element and see for that nearby, any of this nearby element, you are able to create a proper XPath expression or not. Let's assume for this U element, you are able to create a proper XPath expression. But our goal is to locate this U element, not this one. I'm able to create a proper XPath expression, I'm able to create for locating this U element. But unfortunately, I'm not able to create a proper XPath expression to locate this U element, which is actually required. So at least we are able to create a proper XPath expression for this U element which is nearby this U element. Now with the help of this proper XPath expression of this U element, I will be trying to locate this U element indirectly. Directly I'm not able to create a proper XPath expression for locating this U element. So what I did, I created a proper XPath expression for locating a nearby U element for this particular required U element to be located, and with the help of the proper XPath expression of this nearby U element, I will be indirectly locating this required U element. How this is possible? How can I indirectly locate this U element, U element with the proper XPath expression of a nearby U element? This is all possible because of the XPath axis. Here, indirectly, it is possible because of the XPath axis. Proper XPath expression plus XPath axis will be helping us in locating the required U element. So, indirectly, we are able to write a proper XPath expression. Directly, you are not able to write a proper XPath expression for locating this. So, nearby U element, you created a proper XPath expression, and with the help of this XPath axis, you located this required U element. So indirectly, a proper XPath expression has been created for locating this. So this is possible in XPath expression with the help of XPath axis language. So at a high level, theoretically, you understood the concept, right? Theoretically, you may have understood the concept of why we have to use XPath axis in XPath expressions to locate the U elements. When all the locator types fail, the final savior will be XPath expressions. And in some situations, even you cannot write a proper XPath expression in locating this particular U element directly. So indirectly, we'll try to locate them by creating a proper XPath expression for the nearby U element, and with the help of XPath axis language, which makes this XPath expression powerful, we'll indirectly locate this required U element. So this is what is all about the XPath axis concept, guys. We just got started in this session. A lot of things I need to explain regarding the XPath axis. So in the next session, I'm going to cover, okay? So in this session, only theoretical part I covered, right? In the next session, I am going to cover different types of, okay? If you understood this concept, in the next session, I am going to cover different types of what are the different types of XPath access we have, which can help the XPath expressions in finding the UI elements on the web pages indirectly. Okay, indirectly. So different type of XPath access I'm going to cover in the next session. Okay, I cannot cover everything in a single session, right? So I'm moving this particular topic to the next session. So here, what are XPath access and how they are making XPath expressions powerful in locating the elements with the help of XPath expressions. I covered indirectly. Okay. Now in the next session, different type of XPath access we are going to see. So that's all for this session. See you in the next session. Thank you. Bye bye.